In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how I install the mrhmag brick paper onto the roundhouse walls. You're going to need some mrhmag brick paper, a lot of number 11 blades, a healing pad, steel square, and a steel ruler. Now I'm going to apply the brick paper to the wall. As you can see, I pre-painted the wall, and the reason for that is that the edges won't show up white once the brick paper is installed. So before we do anything, we'll get out a sheet of brick paper and I'll measure out the size exactly that I need. So butt it up against the side that way and with a pencil I'll mark off where I need to cut. Just double check the other end, make sure that everything is square. I will then cut it with the X-Acto knife. Making sure I have a very new blade so we don't get any tearing. A couple of passes should be sufficient. Here we go. Here's the wall section, and let's check this out. Tight fit. So for the final touch, we'll just turn this upside down, and I'll mark the top part here so I know where that is. I just cut a little bit higher than the mark I made so that I can make sure it's trimmed properly afterwards. A couple of passes again. And here we go. Measure twice, cut once. This seems to be fitting, so it's a little, I'm looking at a little edge here. I'll just trim that off a bit. Okay, made a mark. And just trim a tiny bit off there. Pass it again. There we go. Garbage can, always very handy. Let's try that sucker again. There we go, fits just perfect. Alright. Next step would be just to take the backing off. And carefully apply it to the wall section. There we go. I'm going to burnish it to make sure there are no air bubbles anywhere. Okay. There we go. Now let's cut out the windows. Just flip it over. And notice it doesn't lie very flat, and you're have to have it flat if you're going to want to trim this properly. In comes another piece of this wonderful material, which I'll just back that way. And here we are. We have a flush surface. Okay. Now the trick here is to use again a very sharp blade and use the window opening as a guide. Slowly cut the window openings out. A couple of passes should do it. And another here. And then this one. I felt a little bit of tearing. So let's not be shy and change our blade to a brand new one. tops. Much better. Okay, let's see what that does. You see, we had some tearing here. It's a good thing it was on that side, because this is where the windows are going to go. So it's not too important. Well, we just lift that out and do final little carving here. And there you go. There's your window opening. Do the same with these. You see, you got the corners. It wasn't quite clean on the corners, but there you go. That's all there is to it. You have the windows openings here. Now that was pretty easy. Now I've cut out another piece, and this is going to go on the back. Now at the back we'll have to be a lot more careful, because as you can see on here, there's no window to hide any imperfections. So you got to be very careful. So I measure this out, and it fits pretty well. So the next step is we're going to do the same as we did before. Remove the backing and install it on the back here. Okay. Burnish again, just like we did the other one. Cut out these windows. I'm going to be extra careful here, making sure again I have a new blade and follow, place it properly. Use the window openings as a guide. Make sure you get all the corners. And this one. Okay. And this one's pretty clean here. Okay. And just a little piece here to clean up. There you go. Now we've got the back done. Okay, we have a little trimming to do on top here. Now all that's left to do is to insert the windows. Teachy windows, pre-painted. I'll get those in the slots. One. You'll notice here I have a little piece that came off, but the window will hide it. There, the frame of the window will hide it. And 3. So there we are. We got exactly what we wanted. And in the back, there's a little problem here. Take a closer look at that. And that can be fixed easily. Well, here's the finished wall with the windows installed. In the back. Now that the wall section is finished on both sides and the windows are installed, before installing the window glazing, what I do is I use Krylon matte finish on both sides, and this gets rid of the sheen on the mrhmag brick paper. Here you see all the parts necessary for my 5 stalls.